Programming in Qbasic. Basic is an interpreter, which means it reads every line, translates it, and lets the computer execute it before reading another. Each instruction starts with a line number. Features of Qbasic. It is a user-friendly language. It is a widely known and accepted programming language for beginners. It is one of the most flexible languages, as modification can easily be done in already existing program. Language is easy since the variables can be named easily, and they use simple English phrases with mathematical expressions. Modes in Qbasic. Once Qbasic program is loaded into the computer memory, it displays OK prompt. OK means it is ready to accept the commands. Qbasic can be made to translate your instructions in two modes: direct mode, program mode. Direct mode. This mode accepts single-line instructions from the user, and the output is viewed as soon as Enter key is pressed. The instructions are not stored in the memory. This mode can be used to do quick calculations. They do not have line numbers. For example, print 3 plus 4. Print. This is the direct mode in Qbasic. Program mode. This mode is used to type a program which is stored in the memory. They have line numbers. We have to give the command to get the output. For example, 10, print, 3 plus 4, 20, end. Programs are built up with set of instructions or commands. Every programming language has its own syntax, rules, and commands. Elements of Qbasic. Like all programming languages, Qbasic is made up of some basic elements. These elements construct the programs written by you in Qbasic. These elements are character set, constants, variables, operators, statements. The character set. The character set consists of alphabets A, B, till Z, small a, B, C, and so on till Z, numbers 0 to 9, and special symbols like plus, minus, forward slash, asterisk, open and closed bracket, etc. Constants. Constants are the data values used in a Qbasic program. These remain fixed throughout the program. Constants are of two types. Numeric constants. They can be positive, negative, and can even have decimal points. For example, 2 minus 59. One can also carry out mathematical operations with them. String constants. They are also known as alphanumeric constants. They are enclosed within double quotes and can be made up of letters, digits, special characters, and blank spaces. For example, Vivek, Y3 horse cars. Variables. All data values used in a program are stored in the computer's main memory during the program execution. A variable is a name given to the specific amount of memory space which can contain a value. Programming involves giving values to these variables and presenting them in some other form to the user. Values of variables can vary during execution. A variable has a type which is defined by the kind of value it holds. If the variable holds a number, it may be an integer or a floating decimal. If the variable holds symbols or text, it may be a character variable or a string variable. Here are some examples of values a variable may contain, which is called data types. Character C. Integer 5. Float 39.29. String. This is a string. The first example is a character content, which is always enclosed within single quotes. The next two are numbers. There is another data type called string, which can store any type of value. But the computer does not know what kind of value you are trying to give a variable unless you tell it. Types of variables. Variables are of two types. Numeric variables. Numeric variables store numeric data. A numeric variable name can be formed by letters and digits. It should, however, always begin with an alphabet and should not contain any special characters or spaces. For example, age is equal to 20. Mark 1 is equal to 56.5. Here, age is a numeric variable which stores the constant value 20. Some invalid variable names are 1num, student-age, pay AMT. String variables. String variables are used to store a string of characters. String variable name should always end with a $sign. For example, name $ is equal to Rekha. Item $ is equal to pencil. Rules for giving variable names. While naming variables, you must follow certain rules. Both numeric variables and string variables must not contain any special character except $ in string variable name. Variable names can contain numbers also, but not at the starting position. The variable name must not have any space in between. Declaring variables. You can declare the variables in two ways. Explicitly declare the variables as a type. This is done by using the dim statement. Suppose you wanted to make a variable called num, which would contain an integer, whole number, no digits after the decimal point. You can do it as shown here. Dim num as integer. Then you would use that variable as an integer. The word dim actually originates from the word dimension. Qbasic has a set of symbols which represent each variable type. $ represents string. Percentage represents integer. Ampersand represents long. Exclamation mark represents single. Hash represents double. Appending one of these symbols to the name of a variable in the program tells the computer that you are using it as that type. The most common error in Qbasic is the type mismatch. This means that you are trying to put a value into a variable of some other type. You might be trying to put the number 2390 into string variable. Operators. Operators are used to do calculations on the assigned values to variables, test for equality, and perform other operations. Let us discuss about various types of operators. Mathematical operators. Mathematical operators are used to make calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. This table shows the mathematical operators. Operator. Description. Example. Plus operator is used for addition. 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Minus operator is used for subtraction. 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. Slash operator is used for division. 25 divided by 5 is equal to 5. Asterisk operator is used for multiplication. 7 multiplied by 3 is equal to 21. Exponent operator is used for exponential. 6 exponent 2 is equal to 36. Relational operators. You can use relational operators to compare two values. Operator. Description. Example. Greater than. 12 is greater than 4. Greater than or equal to. Mark is greater than equal to score. Less than. Height less than 275. Less than or equal to. Score less than equal to 100. Not equal to. 10. Not equal to 9. Logical operator. You can use the logical operators to combine two or more conditions to form a more complex condition. The AND operator. A is the first condition and B is the second condition. The compound statement with AND operator will be true only if both the conditions are true. For example, the statement if x is less than 75 and y is greater than 50 will be true only if x is less than 75 and y is greater than 50. The OR operator. The compound statement with OR operator will be true when either one condition is true or both the conditions are true. Example. The statement if x is less than 25 or y is greater than 50 will be true if any one condition is true. That is, either x is less than 25 or y is greater than 50. The NOT operator. The conditions with the NOT operator is true when the conditions are actually false. It operates on one operand. Qbasic statements. Qbasic has a set of commands for performing different tasks. A single command is known as a statement. Expression. An expression is a valid combination of operators, constants, and variables that can be evaluated to get a result. Qbasic, like all other languages, is set up using predefined statements according to the syntax specified for that statement. Let statement. Let statement assigns the value to a variable. You should assign the value of same type to the variable. For example, let salary is equal to 5900. Let average is equal to 954.56. Let NAM is equal to within double quotes, computer lab. CLS statement. CLS command clears the whole screen. End statement. The end statement terminates a program and returns to the IDE in Qbasic. QB64 ignores any statement written after end statement. Print statement. Print statement displays its argument on the screen at the current text cursor location. The argument in this case is the text enclosed in quotes. Print displays text within quotes directly, or it can display the value of a variable like this. Print, the value of A is A%. This will show the output as the value of A is 50. The semicolon in the print statement indicates that the next time something is printed, it will be in use after the last print statement is left off. Print command can be used in various ways. Print statement can print more than one item, separating them by a space. This can be done by putting a comma in between two items. For example, let A $ is equal to elements. Let B $ is equal to off. Let C $ is equal to Qbasic. Print A $, B $, C $. End. Output elements of Qbasic. Print statement will print the items continuously without any space if a semicolon is given in between them. For example, let A $ is equal to elements. Let B $ is equal to off. Let C $ is equal to Qbasic. Print A $, B $, C $. End. Output elements of Qbasic. Locate statement. Computer screen is divided into small pixels. Pixels are referred by the row numbers and column numbers. There are 25 rows and 80 columns in the screen. Locate command puts the pointer at specified row and column. For example, locate 10, 20 will put the pointer on 10th row and 20th column. Then, message given with print command will be printed at this location. Input statement. After printing the message, you can accept the input by using input command. Input displays a prompt, the first argument, and assigns T what the user inputs, the second argument. Example: input A, expecting a numeric value. Input B, $, expecting a string value. But both the cases, you will see only question mark will appear on the screen as output. So there is a need to include a message in the input statement. While using input statement, you can enter more than one value separated by comma to assign the values to more than one variable in a single line. If you do not give any message with the input statement, you will get only a question mark as prompt. If you want to print a message as a prompt, you must separate the message from the variable using a semicolon. Conditional statement. Conditional statement is an important aspect of any programming language. The program checks if a given condition is true or false and takes the decision based on the check result to generate the output. Let's learn how to use the conditions in a program. You have used the decision box while drawing flowchart. The decision box of a flowchart is the condition statement in the program. Every programming language has different syntax for checking the condition. The syntax of a conditional statement in Qbasic is as shown here. If condition, then statement 1, else, statement 2, and if. The statement will work as if the condition given with if is true, then statement 1 will be executed, and if the condition is false, then statement 2 will be executed. At the end of each if construct has the end if. Else if condition in if structure. When there is more than one condition to be checked, you can use else if condition inside the if and if structure. If condition 1, then statement 1. Else if condition 2, then statement 2. Else if condition 3, then statement 3. Else alternative statement 4, and if. Here, if the first condition is true, then statement 1 will be executed. If condition 2 is true, then statement 2 will be executed. If condition 3 is true, then statement 3 will be executed. Otherwise, that is, if all the three conditions are false, statement 4 will be executed.